Okay, in this video demonstration, we will be reviewing exercises, corrective exercises for the movement impairment of knees move inward. Okay, so we're first going to start out with your foam roll exercises. This first one is going to be for the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. So you're just picking your weight up, rolling down that foam roll, looking for tender spots. You can turn, pivot, seek and destroy. When you find a tender spot, you're going to hold that position for 30 to 45 seconds or until it releases. And we'll move on to the next muscle group that you'll be foam rolling, the Abductor Complex, so the inner thigh. The foam roll is going to be perpendicular to your leg, right up in the groin muscle area. Again, it's the same concept, rolling up and down until you feel a tender spot, turning, pivoting, just looking for tender spots. Once you find one, you're going to hold that position for 30 to 45 seconds, one on a tight spot or on an adhesion, or until it releases. The next muscle group we'll move on to is the bicep femoris, which is on the outer side of the hamstring muscle group. So you're picking your body weight up, you're going up and down, pivoting, just looking for those tender spots. Again, when you find a tender spot, you stay there for 30 to 45 seconds or until it releases. And the last muscle group for this corrective exercise foam roll portion will be the outer thigh, the IT band. So now you're going to do what I call the Vogue position. There you go. Again, you're going up and down that lateral aspect of your thigh, the IT band, TFL area, looking for a tender spot. If you find a tender spot, you're going to hold right on that tender spot for 30 to 45 seconds or until it releases. And that'll be the foam roll exercises that you do. Then you're going to move on to the static stretches. The first one we're going to do, since you're down in that position, is going to be the bicep femoris. So Theo's going to go ahead and lay back down, please. Thanks, Theo. He's going to do a bicep. It's similar to the straight leg raise, but now he's going to reach behind the knee and pull over to the side at an oblique angle. It's as if he's trying to pull his leg towards his opposite shoulder, pulling on that cord, if you will, the bicep femoris, holding that position, no bouncing, head down. He's going to hold for 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, now we're going to stand up and we'll move on to some of the other static stretches. Theo's going to face me, he's going to do a side lunge for me. We're going to stretch the adductor complex, the inner thigh muscles. He's going to take a step to the side, and he's actually, chest is tall, belly's in tight. He's actually pushing the hand that's on his hip at a 45-degree angle towards the floor. He's going to stay tall, and he's going to hold that position for 30 to 45 seconds. No bouncing, just a nice static stretch. Okay. Now we're going to go to the wall. We're going to do our calf stretches. There's two types of calf stretches. Because of the angle of the camera, we're not going to have him actually facing the wall. He's just using the side of the wall. So you're not, exactly. Perfect. So he's going to have his back foot facing straight ahead. Chest is tall, belly's in tight, bend in the front leg. He's going to keep the back heel planted on the floor. He's not going to let that back heel come up off the ground. He's going to squeeze his thigh muscles of that back leg to keep the leg extended. He's going to feel, once he feels that stretch in his calf muscle, no bouncing, just a static stretch, he's going to hold for 30 to 45 seconds. Now he's going to bring that back leg in a little closer. We're going to stretch the lower part of the calf muscle called the soleus. Chest is high, belly's in tight, heels planted. He's going to bend his back knee about 30 degrees, just like that, until he feels a stretch in the lower part of the calf muscle just above the heel area. Again, no bouncing, just going to hold that position for 30 to 45 seconds. All right, now we're going to move on to the next stretch, the IT band stretch. So now Theo's going to go back over to the little wall portion, and he's going to do the stretch. He's going to face me. There you go. Just perfect, just like that, hand on hip, belly in tight, chest high, and he's going to push that hip away. There you go. So he's going to side bend a little until he feels a stretch in that IT band. Shoulders are actually going to shift a little bit towards the opposite direction. The other opposite. There you go. All right, good. So again, you're not going to bounce. You're just going to hold that position. All right, now we're going to move on to the isolated strengthening exercises. So Theo's going to come on down to the ground. He's going to do a one-leg bridge with toes loaded. He's Gonna grab the ball. That ball's gonna go right into the hip. He's gonna pull the knee up, hold that position. Perfect, just like that. Toes are loaded on the front foot. Pull up, hold for a second, and come on down. Squeeze that ball in. Don't let that ball on the other side move. Up, hold. Come on down. Give me one more good one. Up, hold. Come on down. Perfect. Okay, the next exercise he's going to do for me is over at the chair. He's got the TheraBand on the kettlebell. Going to put that around his foot. We're going to do dorsiflexion. So he's going to simply, with the band around his foot, he's going to pull the band up, his toes towards his leg. Come out slowly and then squeeze up. Up, hold for a second, and come on down. So it's just a nice straight line. All right, 15 repetitions. We don't have to do all those now, Theo. So now Theo's gonna work inversion. So he's gonna bring the chair in. The band is gonna be perpendicular this time. He's gonna stabilize at the knee joint, so he's not cheating at the knee or the hip, and he's just gonna roll the ankle in. Go from the neutral position, so he's not gonna roll way back out, just like foot from the neutral position to the in position. So it's inversion. Pull it in, hold for a second, come out slow and controlled back to neutral. Again, 15 repetitions. All right, and then we're gonna slide away from that. He's gonna come over here. Theo's gonna grab the O-ring and do some lateral O-ring walks for us. There we go. So just above the knees. He's gonna stand tall, belly in tight. Okay, so what he's going to do is take side steps. He's going to stay low. Perfect. Watching that the knees stay straight ahead and the feet stay straight ahead. And then he's going to work his way back this way. Chest is up, belly's in tight. Pull from the hip muscle, the glute medius muscle. Okay. 5 repetitions, both directions, 3 times. And then Theo can go ahead and take that off. Last but not least, we move on to the integrated dynamic movement. So Theo's going to take that chair. He's going to put it right up against the wall. So now if you think about it, we've stretched those tight muscles, we've activated those weak muscles, and now we're going to try to see if we can't neurologically get everything to fire the way they're supposed to fire, so to help with correcting the movement pattern. So I just call this one a kinetic squat. I stole the title from my buddy Nathaniel Beach years ago. Okay, so Theo's going to look in a mirror. So if you're at home, you're using a mirror, and what you're going to do is you're really going to watch the knees, the ankles, and Theo's going to come down slowly, touch, and then come back up. So he's not going to let his knees come forward past the toes. He's going to drop the hips back, and the main thing he's really watching for, because of this impairment, is that the knees do not cave in. He's trying to get his nervous system to remember this movement. So again, we stretched the tight muscles, strengthened or activated the weak muscles, and now we're trying to bring it all together with this kinetic chain exercise. And that will conclude this program for the Knees Move Inward CET program.